back to TimberBorn, and we are at the start of a, I guess, 10-day drought. So, one of the comments, was that I'd screwed up some of the stairs, and yep. So, and there's some path missing from there. No, not stairs. I think that's selected stairs rather than path, maybe. There's some path missing from there, so that should all be good now, I think. Yep, and then in the metal section, I'm missing a bunch of path, I guess. Oh, and stairs there. Yep, you were right, Pete. Well done, buddy. Thank you. So that should allow that all to be built fairly slowly. So last time we really sorted our water source, I think, with this lake that we created. There we go. So yeah, nice big water supply there once we get the pumps built. So I think, and obviously we created this monstrosity to get up here to try and keep these trees alive, because 13, we're getting to the point where it's close that they're not going to survive a drought, and it would be nice to have them stay alive. So basically what I think we want to do is put a dam across here and keep water in here. So I think actually I'm going to give these a similar priority to the water pumping setup, because I think long term, this is not something that I've done in TimberBorn before, but I think long term having this grow and spread, because it'll be all of this that will stay hydrated, will be really good for us. So, or stay hydrated for longer. So yeah, I think that would be a really cool idea. The next thing I want to do is try and improve our well-being, because we're not doing great on that. We planted a bunch of soybeans. Now, I think the issue is that to ferment soybeans, we need canola oil as well. So that means we need to get some canola growing. And so I think we probably want to put another farm in. What I actually think we probably want to do is, if I bung a forestry flag there, get all of those trees cut down. We're going to keep the blueberries because we need those for making baby beavers. You make beavers by mixing water and berries in a glass. If you're not a fan of Real Civil Engineer, that will make less sense. But so food, we want another farmhouse. I'm putting them, no, we do want to do that, but I don't want to put them on land that is hydrated and that we're growing stuff on. So we're going to do that, and we're going to do, oh, it's smaller now. We're going to do that. In fact, we're going to do 2 of them, because it seems constantly like one is not enough for the amount of land that they can farm. So we're going to put 2 next to each other. That gives us quite a big extra area that we can farm. We've got this plot here, kind of this plot here, and this plot here. So we'll make use of those. That's that step of the plan. I'm going to speed the time up a little bit so we can make some progress. How are we doing for beavers? We have a spare one. Right, what can we make use of a spare beaver for? Let's get them pumping some water for now. Actually, we have a water pump built. So if we prioritize, we super high prioritize the staircase there, we can pump from here, which will be much more sensible. So let's do that. The iron teeth come with a whole load of extra feed this time around. So we're going to need the oil press for the canola, but we can't plant the canola yet. So there's that. Then there's these hydroponic gardens. which need metal. So we do need to get into metal, particularly to be able to unlock those. They grow mushrooms and algae, and then you can take the mushrooms and the algae and eggplants, by the looks of it, and turn them into meals. So that's kind of cool. There's also coffee. We really should get into coffee. We need metal for coffee as well. So to do all of those, we need power. To do the engine, we need metal. We don't really have enough water flow to rely on water power. So we do need to get to the metal to get that going. So we have our first water pump pumping. So that's cool. I'm also thinking that a hauling station would be a good idea. And what I'd quite like to do is go up a layer here. So we're going to put in a staircase here. And we're going to start enabling a second layer of existing. And we don't really have the beavers for it yet, but I think it will really help. I wonder, is it under hauling post? There we go. I think it will really help with moving stuff around, even if we only get 1 or 2 beavers in there, because they do get a bonus to carrying capacity. So we're going to go for that early. Still not harvesting all of the crops that these guys are planting. We do have both workers in there now, so we have got some soybeans now as well, which is cool. We probably, actually, we're not making use of this one, and I'm not sure why, but we're going to set that to the soybeans so that we can keep harvesting and growing those. The other reason that I wanted to go up is that we can then start to stack some housing. So probably put another barracks on there. And that. And we need a way of going up another level. So we'll do that. And we'll very inefficiently do that. I am really bad at designing staircases, if you haven't noticed already. I never really got into the modded staircases before I switched to the experimental branch either. So how are we doing? We have got planks, so this should progress, hopefully. And then what I want them to do, what I want a beaver to do, assuming they can get there, is cut that tree down. I think that will hopefully be enough so that we can get a path through to over here. So let's have a look to see if we can thread a path. Maybe not. Maybe not. That is quite densely forested, but we'll see if they can get to it without a path. I don't think they will. And then we're going to go across. I'll do it here. That should be enough. Kind of a trade, because we're going to need to block that versus that. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go there, and then I'm going to put a lot of dams across, because I do want to let a lot of water through. But it's just to hold water up here. It's not to stop water getting down to the settlement. That's quite important. It's currently our only water source. Wow, they are banging through this. So I think what we'll do as well is, see, I want to try and make some of these forests more self-sustaining. So we're only going to get it to cut down, or get the beaver to cut down some of the trees. Like I say, this is not an experiment that I've tried before, and I may end up abandoning it, but I thought it'd be kind of interesting. So I know the trees do regrow. That's why they're little trees. When a mummy and a daddy tree like each other very, very much, they make a baby tree. if you didn't know that. So, he can't get all the way across there anyway, but they'll be able to cut some trees down. We are now actually short of beavers, but we do have a lot of baby beavers coming, so that's okay. Yeah, just kind of waiting for things to be built now. I guess we've got both of these pumping away, which is really cool. And that's why I quite like the hauling post, because it's quite a long journey to get water back to our very small storage. So, yeah. And otherwise, the beaver's having to run all the way out here to get water. I might be prioritizing the wrong thing. I might be doing this all wrong. You're probably shouting at the screen saying I'm doing it all wrong, but it's how I'm doing it. I'm going to randomly set a few of these to be cut as well. And yeah, we'll see how this works out. So as you may or may not have picked up, I watched JC the Beard play this. He's playing on this map at the moment. Why are you just sat there, buddy? You are stranded. Well, you are dumb, aren't you? Stranded because of that. Oh, little beaver dumbass. I'm gonna have to try and rescue you because we don't have enough beavers to not. So 2 staircases and he should be free. And I guess it opens up this back area. So, oh, you dummy. Hopefully you don't die. I guess we could do 1 staircase down there actually. Let's do that instead. Can we? Then we can. And hopefully now he will find his way home. Let's get them to pick those up because we really, really need the resources. Do we actually have plank storage? I don't think we do. Let's address that. We don't need a lot because we aren't making a lot of planks and we certainly don't have a big excess. But let's bung some plank storage there. There we go. Come on. Come on, dummy. Right. Well done. I'm going to leave those there, actually. Just randomly, just in case. All right. How are these guys doing? They are really getting on with this, which is cool. That's full of logs, so I can probably pause that one for now. Day 4 of the drought. Food is looking good. Water, not so much. Not so much. Maybe we need to build 2 more or 1 more of these. So let's set that up. I feel that I should stop making myself have to build endless staircases. That feels very inefficient. And that is also going to be inefficient. So we need to stagger that one forwards. So let's do that. So if you enjoy TimberBorn, I would definitely go check out JC the Beard. He makes, I find, really enjoyable videos on TimberBorn. I still didn't go far enough forwards. Jeez, boy. Pay attention, man. Another very chilled out guy. He plays very chilled out style. I'm just going to slow down the time while I'm arsing about with this, because otherwise we might miss something important happening. There we go. And then we're going to bring a back there. Back there. And then there and there. And then eventually I'm going to move that staircase back 1 and put another platform there. Actually, none of that's going to get built until I do that, is it? So I'm going to have an unhappy beaver. And you don't want an unhappy beaver because they are not going to get enough moisture. And we all know that moist beavers are happy beavers. So let's high prioritize that and stick that in. And then we can stick that and that. And that will eventually give us more water pumping capacity. The real benefit of that is it means we don't need to pump out here. We will keep these two for kind of emergency capacity. We're doing okay for logs. We could maybe do with more lumberjack action going on, but not going to worry about that for now. These are progressing nicely. Awesome. So yeah, I really want to get this built. In fact, once they get up here, it's going to be their priority job. Because it'd be really nice to keep some water up here. Right. I should maybe have one of them as a floodgate so we can let all the water through if we really need to. That would be sensible, and we might do that in a later stage when we're in some deeper droughts. For now, I think we are okay. So there we go. So the water pumping is back on. We don't have our other farmhouse yet. Technically, we could plant part of this. I'm going to get them to delete that tree. There we go. And because we can stretch just over to here, actually we can delete that as well. We can plant this section. So we're going to go into crops and we are going to plant a bit of canola that we can plant. I didn't want to plant it there. They've already beaten me to it. We'll set that to not be planted again. What I think I'll do is I'll fill... I need another area to be growing my berries, which I haven't created yet. So, yeah. Cycle 4 drought not far from ending, which is really nice. Probably I'm going to see if this experiment works actually, but we could put a forester in somewhere here and plant a whole bunch of this with trees, obviously. So that would be another option. Right, what have we got going on? Oh, so they are working on these stairs as well. I'm not sure why you're working on these stairs when I've told you that these are important. Let's make them more important, shall we? So far, the forester is making his way up there. So if not, we'll just have to destroy a couple of those oak trees, which I know is very bad, but is for the good of the future farm. And that is drought over. Here comes the water. So once we've got water flowing, we are going to need to block that off as well, actually. And what we will do there is we will do 1 levee and 2 levees and 1 dam block. We want most of the water to come this way. So water is flowing, so I'm going to unpause one of these while we have water, just so we can build up a bit of a stockpile, because we were kind of right on the limit. But the water supply held up really well through all of that. We didn't really lose a great deal, which is nice. And it's very quickly refilled. And all of this has very quickly refilled. So happy with that. Can we... I'm thinking it would be useful to hold water in here. We've got too many projects going on at the moment. Finish the projects you've got, and then do more. Does he have trees? I think I just because I paused. Let's unpause that guy. Come on, last set of stairs. We need 1 planks, which I think is on the way over. And we just need someone to come build it. And there we go. Can Lumberjack Dude now get up to take this? Ah, they can get through there. Oh, awesome. They can only build as far as that at the moment, but if Lumberjack Dude would come up and get this tree, which I did set for him to cut. I wonder if it's worth, because I really want... Ah, there he goes. He is on it. Good job, Lumberjack Dude. So basically, we need to try and clear those so that we can get a path through. So we'll deselect that one to be cut. And that will let us get a path through there, and they can get working on that. And that is now going to be super high priority job. It doesn't affect the colony in the short term, but in the longer term, I think it will. So the next thing that I want to do is expand our industrial capability, and I think this looks like a primary because I don't intend to flood all of this to significant depth. So the set of stairs that I built down here, I'm going to put back. And then we'll do something. So, long term, and this is copying it from JC the Beard's series, gravity batteries along here is a brilliant idea, I think. We can kind of level this face off with some dynamite when we get there, and yeah, that'd be really nice, I think. And we'll just have to work out how to run a power shaft down to our industrial site. Maybe just dynamite one through the ground is what I'm thinking. That is all some way off, obviously, but they're getting stuff done, which is good. The canola is not far from being grown either, so that's okay. How are we doing for logs? We've not got much log space, but we're using them. We have a lot of trees grown. A lot of trees going. We can probably pause that dude for now. And we can now hopefully get that bit of path in. And they are cracking on with that. So 3 days until the next drought. One of the things we could do as well to recharge the gravity batteries during the short, dry, wet seasons that we have is we could line this with water wheels. They will only run for so long, obviously, but if we've got a huge supply of gravity batteries, I mean, we've got a lot of cliffage up here. Cliffage is a word, I believe. We could use those to store a lot of power. And I think that's probably a good idea. This is something that the guys who watch me play Farm Sim will know. I also think really stupidly long term with stuff. If this series goes really long, I might adjust the settings. So at the moment, I think the maximum drought is 30 days with a fairly short wet season. And I might increase both of those because I've never done like a really customized super hard mode. So what I might do is increase the maximum duration of the wet season to like 60 days. And increase the wet seasons as well. So we get a bit longer where we've got water and then very long periods where we don't. Now, we have this huge lake already, so that may not be a problem, but it may be. I'm not sure. I've never done that kind of thing, so But they are getting through this, and I'm pretty confident we're at least going to have some of this built. So that is really good. Hopefully they can get it all built in a day. Sorry, beavers. We're going into 22-hour work days. You can have a couple of hours off. And, you know, it's the iron teeth. They love that stuff. They love working hard. So, yeah. You should probably look at putting a builder's hut in at some point just for kind of burst build capacity. I do feel that I'd probably use it all the time and it wouldn't be so burst-y, but you know. Come on, if you can get those two built, that would be awesome. Please and thank you, beavers. Oh, yeah. It's all logs. We have logs, so that's okay. We should start building a little stockpile of geez, the words are not flowing today. We should start building a small stockpile of planks in that case as well, which will help with over here where they are cracking on with the stairs, which is really nice because we do need to get into metal. So the plan for this video was to focus on improving food, and we've really not done that. We've planted a little bit of canola and we've got some farms being slowly built. But, you know, things don't always go to plan. Things don't always go to plan, but we do nearly have... Oh, the drought is here. Not going to work, is it? Be quick, beavers. While there is water, slowing down the time isn't going to stop the water flowing, you silly boy. So, come on, beeves. Why aren't you taking logs? Because he doesn't have any logs in stock. That's why you aren't taking logs from him. At least get one in before all of the water goes. We've only got a 6-day drought. That's not too bad. I can cope with that. We'll probably play to the end of the drought. And then maybe the next video we will focus on getting food sorted. Come on. 2 more of you, and then we need someone to build it. Come on, you can be the dude that builds it. No, you're carrying logs. Come on, some dude come build this while there is a little bit of water there. It's drying out. Be quick, dude. Be quick. Yes. We kept some. No, we kept none. Darn it. Oh well, they will survive that 5-day drought, no problem. And that will then be finished. Oh, the tension. The tension. So now they should be focusing on this, hopefully. And in fact, we're going to up the priority of this because it's very nearly done. Probably we can only get one guy doing that. And that's where the hauling post is going to be useful because they're going to have to haul it all the way back over here. Over here, we need to unlock the gear workshop because we need gears to produce the smelter. We need gears and scrap metal and planks. So we probably, in that case, want another lumber mill. And I'm going to put a second gear workshop as well. We're really going to struggle to power all of this. But we're going to have to deal with that. And how we're going to deal with that is beaver power. For now. Because that's really the only option we have available until we get metal, and then we can look at using our words. Not our words, we can look at using power stations, and that's where we really want to get to. So hopefully these are all connected up, and that will get built. And we will have enough beavers at that point maybe to actually run it. So, one more set of stairs. I just need you to build them, dude. We can actually, let's go back to a more sensible 19-hour working day. But that should start to get us some scrap metal. So we do need some storage for said scrap metal. And I think what we will do is we will do a little set of small warehouses, and we will do some gears. We will do some... Oh, the scrap metal goes in piles, doesn't it? Let's delete that. We'll do some small industrial piles. No one wants piles. Sorry. We'll do scrap metal, and eventually we will do metal beams in there. So, oh, we have our first farmhouse. So, time for a big-ish field of canola. Do half the block. Yeah, let's do half the block. We'll just put one farmer in there for now because he's just going to be planting those. That will be cool. That's our first canola ready. We do need, under food, the oil press, and we do have enough science. So actually that will tuck in there quite nicely. 50, 120, geez. Maybe we will not construct that yet, and that means we'll have to elbow power in. So 75 to 190, yeah, way more power than we are generating. But and I don't think they transfer the way that I'm expecting them to, so we will have to do that and then delete that and do that. Right. As we expand our power capacity, I'm hoping this will give us enough to get the components we need to build the smelter. We'll then build the smelter, we'll then unlock power stations, and then we will be good. That is all built. Awesome. With power stations, we will need a lot more wood. So I'm actually thinking that my idea of... where's the forester? My idea of letting this grow naturally is probably the wrong idea, and we should plant a whole bunch of this and get it growing. So I'm going to delete the lumberjack for now, and we're going to put a forester there instead. And then we are going to plant a whole bunch of oak trees across all of this area as far as he can go. And then up here we are going to plant a whole bunch of oak trees. Where can you get to? There. So, the other thing we could do is if we built a forester up here, we could plant mangroves in here. So, we do need, they cannot get to that. We do need them to get to that. Otherwise that is going to be an issue because all of our water is going to go that way. Dang it. Easiest way to achieve that is probably to go there and there. And do this. By easiest, I do not mean most efficient. Good. Can they build that here? Like a path? I think they can. Right. We're going to make that high priority because we do need to get that sorted before the drought ends. Because otherwise all the water is going to go the wrong way. That was dumb. I think they can build up too high. So both our farms are running now. So what's the next food that we should be thinking about? Plant crops. Canola, corn, eggplant. So I am not massively familiar yet with the food stuffs. So I guess can they just eat corn? If I click on one of those, kohlrabies, fermented soybeans, eggplant ration, algae ration, corn ration. No, so they need all of those need some form of processing. I'm going to leave those for now. What I would like to get into is some coffee bushes, which will come from that guy. And I think what we'll do is we'll plant all of this area with coffee when this gets built. They're waiting for planks. Planks are probably a shortage, so yeah, because we haven't even got the stairs built there yet. Are we now scrap metaling? We are indeed scrap metaling. There are no, this building isn't connected to any district centre by paths. That's because someone has missed a tiny piece of path. There we go. So you can now wreck Roddy. You are forging the way for the future of this beaver colony by harvesting scrap metal. A very long way from where you live, which is not at all efficient. So we're growing slowly. We're coming up to 30 beavers, which is pretty nice. We've got that house built, but we can't get to it yet, obviously. We need to put that back on because we do have a lot of trees that we've harvested and not replanted. Really like to get that done. But they're working on this, which I guess is a much higher priority, if I'm honest, because we need this closed off really before the drought ends. Yeah, we really do. So guys, let's get this built, please. It's all logs, so we have all of the logs that are needed. Some logs there. We do need to build more log storage by the looks of things, so we'll get to that. But they're cutting it down as fast as we need it, so yeah. Nice. Hopefully that will get done. If not, we're going to have to knock out some of this to let water through and then rebuild it, which will be kind of sucky. I had said I was going to stop at the end of this drought, but I think we might just play through to get this finished and see how we end up. So yeah, yep, I think that will be what we do. And then the next water management phase is going to be this bit. I think we'll possibly end up with water coming down here. I'm not sure. If we do, I'll probably dam this off to keep this bit with water. Keeping water up here might help with hydrating these trees. We'll see. Water going down seems to have quite a big effect for quite a big range. So that's one built. Second one is on the way. And the reason I've only put one dam in here is I want to let some water go that way, because why not? But we want most of it to come down here. And I think we have 5 water blocks. 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 water blocks. So one of the other things that's changed that I need to check, and I need to go into developer mode to check, and I'll try and do that between videos, is the map was updated to increase the power of the water sources. And it was updated, I think, after I started playing. I don't think the update applies retrospectively. So what I'm going to do is use developer mode to set it to how the developers want it to be. Obviously, maybe not obviously, this is a kind of a beta update to the game, so it's not part of the core game yet. So playing it, there are going to be changes. A whole bunch of the buildings were rebalanced fairly early on, and yeah. So that is a thing. Things are going to change. We have some hungry and some thirsty beavers and some beavers that need sleep. Well, there's food and there's water, so drink and you'll get sleep when you've built this. God, that sounded harsh. How are we doing on our... Has Scrap Metal Dude started? Scrap Metal Dude has started. Cool. So, and we do have gears and scrap metal storage when they get around to building the stairs so they can get to it, which are going there. But obviously at the moment they are focusing on this, and they are nearly done with 0.7 of a day to go until the next wet season. So I just want to see how this water flows through the map, and then we will call it a day. So, I'm not sure what the thumbnail will have been for this, because we haven't really achieved anything overly dramatic. But we have improved things a heck of a lot. And nice thing is this farmer stretches all the way up here as well, so it can help with these. I think ideally, you can be paused because we have plenty of berries. Ideally, we would consolidate the berry patch somewhere else, I think. Ideally. 0.4 days to go. And it's done. Excellent job, beavers. You are indeed awesome. So, yeah. For now that can go. I'm not going to delete the stairs because I do think that there might be benefit. We'd have to lower the water level actually. But I'm half tempted to turn this into a big mangrove swamp all the way along here. So let the water flow, please, game. Come on. And there is light, and there is water. And the trees haven't dried out, so they will continue growing. And now, hopefully, this will provide enough water to keep them growing right through the droughts until the droughts get really long. But by then, we might have the technology to keep them alive for longer. So water's going to go this way to some level. It might take a while for this to fill up, and then it'll cascade down here. And most of the water will go the way that we know. So, oh, I left the water guy pumping. That's why our, what are you harvesting? Oh, you're harvesting the mangrove fruits. That's okay. That's why our water's got a bit low, I think. I'm actually going to pause that so I don't forget. I really missed that script, the auto manage. And there we go. We have water going both ways. But that should now keep water up here, which is going to be really cool. Yeah, I think next water management job is probably going to be maybe to dam across here at too high, and maybe up here as well. Just trying to control the water flow a little bit. I do not yet want to particularly flood this. So it is an overspill for our main lake, but not something I want to flood particularly. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to say thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, click the like button, comments, questions or suggestions below, and I will see you next time.